Woohoo! And thanks for tuning in to another awful movie review.
Look, George, I know you're there, you're just not answering the phone.
Alright, I think I'm going to get extremely roasted for talking crap about this movie, since apparently it has a sizable cult following.
Preposterous.
Something which is beyond my understanding, because after watching this cinematic masterpiece that is C.H.U.D, the conclusion I've come to is that this is a very, very boring horror film. I was not entertained by it.
We've got no evidence.
But just before we get going, if there's a bad movie you would like me to review, just leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and feelings on C.H.U.D.
Alright, Derek, you made your point.
Alright, so if Woody Allen's Manhattan was a love song to New York, then C.H.U.D is literally a hate song. This film takes place in the very gritty, sweaty, dirty parts of New York. After people start going missing, a captain of the police starts to believe that there's something down in the sewers making those people disappear.
Fishy, fishy! Is everybody getting scared?
Now, what in the world could C.H.U.D possibly mean?
A cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. A C.H.U.D, all right?
Oh, well that was pretty creative. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the rest of this film. It's another by-the-numbers, B-grade, trashy monster horror film, which seriously, I do not see what is the big deal about all of this. Yes, it turns out that there's a group of mutated homeless people that have gone on a killing spree and eat anyone they can get their big rubber claws on.
Whose idea was this anyway? What genius came up with this concept?
The cannibal humanoids in question look very good for a B-movie of this sort, but they don't appear that often. And the audience barely gets a full good look of those creatures. There's a lot of hands popping out, doors being pushed, noises being made, but the script would have benefited from giving the C.H.U.Ds in question more screen time.
You don't understand, it's not my decision.
But some people say that in a horror movie, less is more. And hey, I sometimes agree with that. But in this case, it would be more appropriate to say that less is worse. It tries to build tension and suspense, which is a shame because it's devoid of any of that, and it's not scary at all.
What, are you kidding?
And I can tell that the screenplay made a genuine effort to try and give the characters some depth and flavor to them. But even after that, they still feel very one-dimensional. The different characters kind of just come and go and disappear for a while, only to later reappear, and I was like, oh right, these people actually exist. Funny enough, we get a minute and a half of a younger John Goodman, great actor, playing a police officer. It was funny to see him appear in such a film. Thankfully, this man moved on to bigger things.
But Art, oh my god, I love this profession.
Because, yeah, most of C.H.U.D just made my eyes roll. I felt like having myself a big snooze. This film just bored me to tears.
Yeah, it's not surprising, what with nothing going on, I mean.
For a B-movie, C.H.U.D had a good idea. It also has some great music, which is a shame because not only is this a very bad movie, but the songs barely play throughout the flick's runtime. And when the music does play, it appears during very random scenes, which is just weird. It also has a very interesting social message on the soaring socioeconomic inequalities between the wealthy and the poor, but all of that doesn't change the fact that this is just a very stupid and mind-numbing piece of crap. A good idea which was just flushed down the toilet. And if that wasn't enough, they actually made a sequel to this, which is supposed to be even worse. So overall, for those who enjoyed this movie, I'm sorry that I crapped all over it, but I just hated it. And for those who would be tempted to watch it, well, you have been warned. What an awful movie.